So now we do the update. Oh, let's do. We've done the select, we've done the connection to the database. Now let's do a insert. Basically, an insert is going to look exactly, well, more like the one we've just did now, but we'll call this inserter. Remember, you don't have to call this one. So we got fields, and in this case, we've got values. We don't have the word clause. So we say insert these fields and these values in this table name. Then we say in the fields, we're going to repeat this. We're going to have the values in an array as well. Values, we separate them by that, but the values will be a little bit different from the fields because the values has to have the quotations, not just values. But remember, you don't have a word clause when you are inserting. So we're going to say insert into this table, but you are now inserting these into these fields of this table. You are inserting these values. Then you run the query. Then you say affected rows. Oh, for a start, let's just, we don't need this. For a start, let's just return let's just dump the results and see what's going to happen. And remember, we need to exit just so we can see what is what. So let's do this again. We say insert fields values in this table. If that is array fields, yes, import the fields. If that is array values, yes, import the values. So we can be able to say insert into table these fields and these values. Remember, this array should be the same as that so that we can match the values and pair them with the fields. So in this case, we now want to insert, so we can start maybe there and say insert values into fields. Let me say we've got fields, we've got first name, we've got email, we've got password. We're not going to insert the ID because the ID is already auto increment, so that should work. Then we've got the values. Now look at the values and how I do them. We're going to say the values should have single quotes because they are strings that are going into the database. We're going to insert Moses Mabunda, and we're going to have his email is mm@email.com, and his password is going to be, that is the password. If it's an integer value, you don't need these single quotations. If it is not, then you do need them. If it's a date, you need them. If it's a number, you don't need them. So what we're saying here is that values are these fields are that. So this is that, that email is that email, that password is that password. So now we need to run, or we need to call on databases. Insert equals to databases inserter. What does inserter want? It inserts the fields, it needs the values, and then it says the table name. Then we say okay, now we've got the setup is correct. Now we need to run and see what values, what errors do we get, whatever that is. Run that. It's either running bool true. What is that bool true? We don't know. Let's go and check if we did manage to execute anything here. Browse. Where's Mabunda has been inserted onto the database, and we're happy to hear that. And we are glad that that has happened. But remember, we exited, so that's why we cannot see much there. We ran this query and we exited. So we need to remove this. And we know that this returns true or false if it couldn't. So we're going to return results here. And we're going to come here and say if users, then we're going to print and say user added successfully. Then we're going to change details and say minus active h8 email, and we're going to use password for him. And we're going to go back there. We're going to run that. You see Hannah's retrieve has been added. If we run again, it's going to be another Hannah's retrieve. Cool, so that's just basically how we would most likely insert. So maybe we could add a form that inserts a user. Just go ahead and do that. I'm going to have a form that inserts password and the name and that. In fact, no. I think that I need to do that. So if you create a form, you're going to know these are known already, but these are unknown, which means you need to collect these from the form. So you're going to have something like h1 add a user. Let's say form, okay, an all-in-one form, which means our action is going to be in the same form, index.php, and we're going to use the post method. Then in here we're going to have input text, we've got first name, we've got email, we've got password. Then we say it's gonna be in one paragraph because we don't really mind. We say first name, we say email, we say password, we close that. Then after that, we're going to have just one paragraph with the same, but this time this is a submit button and it's called save or something like that. We go there, we check that. Okay. So we're going to take, remember you've got a users database that you need to take this into and get them from there, things like that. But anyway, for now we've not done that, so we can do that in our next tutorial or something like that. So now we've got the form, and we know the form posts onto us, which means the insert now has to be inside an if statement that checks if the form has been sent first. So I'm going to say if, remember our method, then we close all that in it, which means this is not going to happen if so yeah, save that. As long as that form is not been sent, it's not going to add any user. Our users are going to remain 9. But if I click that, then I've got the 10th user now. But the 10th user that we've got is not the one that we are looking for. So we're going to collect the values by saying name is equals to if we have that first name. I normally name my fields the same thing as my values over there. I mean my field names, so that I don't make mistakes. I'm going to give it that, or I'm going to give it the default first name. I call this first name as well. Take that, the 3 values. I'm going to say password. I'm going to say password here as well. I'm going to say password here as well. I'm going to say password here as well. I'm going to say email here. I'm going to say email there. I'm going to say email there. I'm going to say email there as well. I'm going to take this for just the sake of making it respective order. Say that. So now all the validation would be here when you decide to pass this when you call the setters and getters of your user object. So if you had a user object in here, you would call the setter. And then in here, you'd now be calling the getters. But in this case, we did not do that because this object will be performing all the validations. We'll check all the validation for this user and whatever that needs to happen for the user, rearrange it or give it or convert it to lowercase and back. Make sure that all the small letters are small letters. Make sure that the first letters are capital letters and things, whatever that needs to happen to the name or the user details. This could do. For example, this is a password. This has to be hashed before it can be given to that. In most cases, I would be saying MD5 here. But as you can see, I've put the MD5 on the index, on the front end, which is not where it's supposed to happen. So this has to happen on the actual object, which is users in this instance. So when you set this inside that setter, that should be able to perform this hashing for you, because if it happens here, then everyone can know that, oh, this person used MD5. Oh, cool. Then they know, they've got a clue of how your password is set up. So after doing that, I need to create the fields. Then after creating the fields, I need to replace these values with the actual values. In this case, first name with first name, email with email, and password with password. Please note I still have these quotations, these single quotations, because that's what is required for MySQL. When I come here, I don't have to refresh that. I just go that. It doesn't add anything. Add, okay, cool, wait. I go to it. It doesn't add anything. I go there. I say I've got John Bones. I've got jb at jb.com, and this is my pwd, my password. Click that. And it adds. You can see the password now has changed because that has been converted to MD5. Then I've got user. This email is vm at tt.ca, and this is you never know. This is password. This is you never know in passwords. Then that's it. Go through the code again. You've created a form that does the insert. You have checked if this form has been sent, and you've collected the input, and you've converted it to arrays as it needed to be, and you have used the insert that's found on this database to put this information onto the database itself. So what this does is it gets the fields, gets the values, it gets the table name, and it converts all those into strings again, so that this could be a valid insert SQL command, which says I'm inserting this table name, I'm inserting these fields, and these are my values. You need to note that there's a lot of things we can perform here just to make sure that this is safe. You could check if this is the same size of that, just to make sure that these fields match these values. These values match these fields, because if this has two elements and this has three elements, then it's not gonna work. So you need to perform all those other necessary adjustments here for you to be able to make sure this works. Because if this has two values and this has three values, then this is gonna throw a false. It's not gonna run and we want it to run. So in this case, that's it. Thank you.